Welcome everyone to Fallout 76. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how you can get a full set of Ultracite power armor. Now, I believe that this is the rarest and the highest level requirement power armor in the game as of now. I have not seen anything higher or harder to get, and I believe that this is the hardest to get because, really quickly, if you look at the screenshot right here, this is a YouTuber who goes by Nickaroon93. His link will be down below in the description. I do recommend checking him out. He's actually trying to launch 3 nukes at once right now on live stream as I was going to look at his video here. But he was the first person and one of the first people to kill a Scorched Beast Queen. Now, if you don't know how these things are found, you have to launch a nuke on a fissure site. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering that word. But essentially, he even ended up killing it, as you can see in the screenshot, and he got a plan for an Ultracite right arm. And that is why I believe this is the rarest resource and also the rarest power armor in the game, because he's literally killing the end game boss essentially right now in game and getting the plan for the arm itself. And underneath that, he's also getting the Rusty Knuckles, which is just a weapon that uses that rare resource. That's why I believe that this power armor is the rarest in game right now, and why it also has the highest level requirement, which is 50. But now with that said, let's begin. So if you want to unlock a full set of this armor for absolutely free, it won't cost you anything, but just time to actually do the quest line for it, you have to go to the top right corner of the map. Now up here in the top right corner of the map, you're going to come across a bunker called Abby's Bunker. Now there's two ways that you can actually get up here and access this place. Doing the main storyline eventually will get you here after you do all the missions for Rose at the top of the world. The next place you go is here. I've also been told that you can just go here directly if you're not currently doing the main storyline, and you can go here just to get the Brotherhood of Steel missions. So once you are inside the bunker, you're going to want to go find Abby's terminal. It's in her room, and you're going to want to click on the Fort Defiance in that terminal. That is the only way to trigger the quest, which is called Defiances Fall. Now, in order to actually unlock this Ultracite power armor, which is it's a full set, you do have to do quite a few quests for the Brotherhood of Steel. So when you start the Defiances Fallen, you have to go to a fort, which is south of the bunker, kind of towards Watoga a little bit. And in this fort, this is where you start learning a little bit more about the Brotherhood of Steel, what happened to them, and where they're currently located. This is where you're going to find out where their last location was known. Now, once you finally do get to this area and you start looking around, once you get inside the room that is behind the locked terminal at the fort, there is a letter on the table across from the terminal. It's called like Tommy's letter, or read a letter to Tommy, I think is what it's called. Pick that up. That is how you get to the next part of this quest. It took me forever to figure that out. I finally just picked up that letter and it worked. So there's a letter called Read Letter to Tommy or something to deal with Tommy. Pick it up. That's what you got to do. And then it will have you go to the asylum, which is west of Watoga, actually. And this place is crazy. It is full of Scorch. The asylum itself is pretty cool. But as you start making your way up to the second and third floor, you'll start seeing more of the Brotherhood of Steel stuff. When you first do get there, you will have to turn on the reactor, or restart the reactor, the generator, get the power going again. But once that is done, you basically just go all the way to the top of the steps, and this is where you get your next quest. Now, the next thing you must do once you have finished the Defiances Fallen quest is you must be enlisted in the army. If you have not started the Enclave quest line yet, you have probably most likely not enlisted in the army yet. I did a full walkthrough of this quest in that video, which I'll leave the link to that how to set off on Nuke and Fallout 76 video right here in the top right annotation. If you do not want to go watch that video, you can also go right here on your map. It's called Camp McClicktock. Just walk to that location, talk to the Master Sergeant Gutsy in the top of the staircase, and you should be able to start the quest there. You have to have this quest done because you have to have a soldier certificate to be able to continue. Once you have your soldier certificate, all you have to do is head back to the asylum and head back upstairs. And when you get up there, you're going to see an elevator that has a laser grid across it, and basically you have to get a government-issued ID. And this is where it gets super annoying, not because it's hard, but just because it's so accurate to real life. You have to go to the Capitol building, and you have to go to the DMV to get a government-issued ID. And this was so frustrating for me to do, because it is so time-consuming, because it's just like the DMV in real life. Like, I don't know if you guys have had to go to the DMV yourself. My experience with them the one time was not good, and it was almost essentially just like this. You literally will sit there for, I swear, up to 5 minutes as they're reading off random numbers. Because, like, say, like, you're C42, they'll say, like, C40. C43, C41, and you will sit there and be like, when is it my freaking turn? But eventually it is. There's a lot of running back and forth for that part when you're in Charleston. It's really annoying, but once you get through that, the rest of it is pretty easy for this quest. So once you're done at the DMV and you have all your paperwork filed and stuff, you have to go back to the asylum and access the terminal, which will register you for the Brotherhood of the Steel. And when you get back, you just have to check the Senior Knights Wilson's terminal, and it will complete the quest. And then the next quest you'll be starting is called the Belly of the Beast. Now this is the quest that when you finish this quest, you will unlock the Ultracite armor. So do keep that in mind. This quest is not easy though. When we get to the part, I'll explain you guys will understand why, but I got very, very lucky that I was able to complete this quest at level 50. And I'll explain why once we get there. So essentially what you have to do is you have to go around the map and find these transponder radios that the Brotherhood was using for emergency broadcast signals. And you have to like reset them essentially. You just go up to them and you'll see what to press, and you basically you're basically recalibrating them for the right frequency. And you will do this 5 times all over Watoga. If you do look at the guide that's in my description down below, there is pictures to show exactly where every single one is in all 5 locations, which is pretty nice. But here's the issue. Okay, and this is where it gets really hard, and this is where I got very, very lucky. The 5th one is inside a cavern called the Glass Cavern. Now, just getting to this area, which is in the bottom right corner of the map, literally the most bottom right thing you can see on the map, and there is Scorch Beasts everywhere. Everything here is 60 plus on the outside that I saw, 60, 65 plus. But that wasn't the big issue. When I went inside the cavern, this is where the issue started. Inside this cavern, there will literally be 30 to 40 plus Scorch in here, all 60 plus. And a lot of them will be mobbed together. So have fun with that. I got lucky because when I was in there, there's just a random player who was level 91. So he's 91. He's basically two-shotting everything. And I kind of was just following him around the cave because I knew he was doing the same quest that I was doing, which he was. Now, if you get past all the Scorch and stuff and you keep making your way through the cave, this is where it gets insane. Where this transponder node is, it's literally guarded by a elite level 50 Scorch Beast. Now, think about that. You're inside a cave. This thing's not flying, and they do a lot of damage when they're laying on the ground. So be very cautious. If you are not high level, I don't think you can solo this, to be honest with you. Maybe you can. Basically, when I was in there with that level 91, he was just throwing grenades. I started throwing grenades, and he pulled out his fire sword, and he was just wailing on the thing, and he destroyed it pretty fast. The other thing to mention is when you're in this cave, you're also going to see a bunch of dead Scorch Beasts around, which you can actually loot and take stuff out of them, so make sure you do that too. But once you get past the Scorch Beasts, the transponder node is behind it in the back right corner, and there's also a dead body at the loot as well. Once that is done, you got past the hardest part, luckily, of this quest. And all that is required now is you go back to the asylum, you go back in the terminal, and it will complete the quest, and a new power chassis with the full set of Ultracite power armor will be on that power chassis. So basically, I just dumped my old one, I broke everything down, and now I'm wearing this level 50 Ultracite power armor. You don't get the blueprints for it. I did look at what it would cost to pair. It looks like normal stuff. The only thing that I didn't have was the Ultracite, which I will be making a video on that as well. So if you guys do end up getting this, you get the armor basically half HP'd each piece. I will be making a video on how you can get Ultracite. It might take me a little bit because there's a few different methods I want to test and see which one's actually the best in my opinion, and I'll make a video that way. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think of this. This quest line's not too difficult to do besides the Scorch Beast part. That was really hard, even with that level 91 there. It was not easy whatsoever. So I do wish you the best of luck with that. But the armor itself is definitely worth it. I mean, look at this. It is just so beautiful looking. And I was told today that you can actually paint your armor too. I didn't know that. I know there was stuff in the Atomic shop you could buy for skins. But supposedly you can paint it as well. So I might have to give that a try and see if I can actually paint this armor. But this was my guide on how to unlock a full set of Ultracite power armor. It took me about an hour, hour and a half maybe at most to do everything once I got it going. So again, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. And I will see all you guys in the next video.